Hello, my name is Sahiti, and I have been in a committed relationship with my reading slump for the last few weeks. But we are here to break up with it right now with the help of two mystery books which I've got. So, I have been in a reading slump for the last few weeks, and I've been just binge watching Netflix and some animes. The reading slump was so bad that no matter how much I've tried, I was not able to read any book. And also, it's not like I want to take a break from reading, it's like I want to read, and I'm just not able to find the right book for me. So I thought, okay, the best genre to read while in a reading slump was mystery books, and here I am with two mystery books which I've got, and you will know what those books are. So let's see if unsolved mystery cases will help me get back into my reading, or will I go back to binge watching my series. So let's start the video. So the first book which I've chosen to read for this challenge is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. So I've been seeing this book a lot on my Instagram and my booktube. So I just wanted to try this book for a very long time, but I was not sure if I was gonna like it or not. So nevertheless, I have the book right now here with me. I've also started reading and I've completed like around 50 pages now, and I'm here for a little update. So far in the story, we have this four retired people who keeps meeting every Thursday to discuss about unsolved murder cases. And one day they stumble upon a real life murder case which happens right in front of their eyes. One day they have this real life open case, and where the killer is still in the out. So they need to find the killer. So this is basically the whole plot of the story, and I've read only 50 pages, so I can't talk too much about the story, and I also don't want to give too many spoilers. Coming to the pros and cons of the story, let's start with the pros. So first of all, this story has really short chapters. So if you're in a reading slump or just you're reading for fun, then I think this would be really good, because maximum they have like 3 pages long. I think that is like the longest chapter. So this really helps us to go and read the next chapter, and that is what has been helping me too. The second thing is that since our 4 main characters are retired people who are living in this village, so they have been like really funny moments happening in between them. I haven't read a lot of mysteries where old people solve the cases, so this is really new for me and I'm really enjoying it so far. Next to the cons, the starting was really slow. Like the first 20 pages, I didn't understand where the story was going or what was really happening, and I was scared that I was also gonna DNF the book, because I didn't understand, like since everyone were telling this is a really good book, and I was like, why am I not getting the story? But after like the 40 page mark, I understood the story and it was really nice. And the second thing was, too many characters were introduced too quickly in the story, which kind of confused me in the beginning. I think if you wait for the first 50 pages, you would really understand where the story is going. The last con was the cozy tone reduces the tension in the story. Like there's no urgency or violence or any danger happening. So many people who might like those kind of plots might not enjoy this. So even I always read those kind of mystery books, so this was kind of new for me. So that's what happened so far, and let me meet you reading after another 100 pages. I'll be back.
Sorry, I'm so shallow, but I'm still looking forward to watching part 2 of Deathly Hallows with you.
So I am back with update 2, and I've read almost like 250 pages, and I thought I'll give an update after reading like the 150th page, but I just couldn't stop reading. I'm really enjoying the story, so let's just start with the update. So far the story is more than just solving the murder mystery. So the story pairs its whodunit core with, the charm of unlikely friendships, gossip, and the beautiful meanings of life, aging, and also about purpose and memory. So the real heart of the story lies in the relationships between the 4 club members. Also the small town setting gives it a really cozy feeling. And I've been smiling so much, like literally after every chapter. I never knew I would enjoy a cozy mystery this much. I have never read any cozy mystery so far. And more than to just solve the murder and to know the killer, I'm just interested to read, what those club members are doing and how their investigation is going and everything else. It is like that interesting. And if you've never tried like cozy mystery, or if you think cozy mystery is not something for you, that is what even I thought. But let me tell you, I'm like enjoying it so much. So I'll just tell you one thing, maybe give it a try. Just borrow the book from your friend or from library and just read and just see how you feel about it. If you really like it, then maybe you can buy it or like read it fully, or if you don't like it, it's fine, you can just return the book. So that's there. Coming to the murder mystery, and there are like more than one murder and you need to find the killer slash killers. We don't know how many killers are there, it might be one or two or three. So I am not actually too much bothered about finding the killer. Like I do want to know who the killer is, and I have a few guesses. I've written like a suspect list which I have, so I've stuck some sticky notes in my book so that I can follow the story even more better. And also I'm not in a hurry to find the killer, but I am in a hurry to read the book because I just love those characters so much. Whenever I close the book, I again keep thinking about those characters, and I want to know what is happening, what are they doing. This is not the kind of fast-paced mysteries which we usually read. That is how I used to read till now, but this kind of cozy mystery is becoming my favorite right now. And I'll be back after completing the book. So I finally finished the Thursday Murder Club, and it's time for the final update. So let me just summarize the plot of the story just for one last time. So basically we have this 4 retired people living in a village who meet every Thursday to solve unsolved murder cases. So basically this is the whole plot of the story, and the story becomes interesting when there is a real life case in front of them and a murder which happens in front of them, and they have to find who the killer is. That is what makes the things even more interesting. But what makes the book even more special is not just about the twists and turns, but also about the people. Each character brings something different with each other. I really enjoyed reading about the 4 main characters of the club, and you will fall in love with them not just as detectives but also as real people who are figuring out life, friendships, and aging with humor and warmth. The total vibe of the book is really comforting, even though there is a murder at the center of the book. While reading this book, you will find yourself laughing, thinking, and even maybe sometimes crying a little bit. It also celebrates how sharp and relevant are old people even now. So this is the right book for you if you want a murder mystery where the book is more than just clues and dead bodies, something which gives your heart character and sense of community. Now I'm like super excited for the Netflix show, which I think will be released in August 2025, and I really want to see the show, and I hope it follows like close to the book, and I hope they don't ruin the show. So this book has definitely brought me out from a reading slump. I think I finished this book within 3 days, and that too I was like having other works too, but still I was like super interested to know what happened next. So my final rating of this book is 4 stars out of 5. It's just because the last 50 pages were like a bit of drag. That is what I felt personally. I won't say it is not nice, but I felt I got more confused. Like I don't know, I don't want to give any more spoilers, but because of the last 50 pages, I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. But I've thoroughly enjoyed this kind of writing. This is very new to me. I've never read a cozy mystery, and I think I might pick the next book in the series too. So the next book which I've selected for this challenge is Misery by Stephen King. So this is basically my first Stephen King book ever. Even though I watched this movie like 2 years back, this is like the only Stephen King movie which I've ever watched, and oh my god, it was like super intense and very dark. But also I've heard that many scenes from the book were not in the movie, like as always. So I was really interested to read something which was very intense, dark, and psychological thriller. So I selected Stephen King's Misery book, and I've also started reading this book, and I've read around 50 pages now. So Misery is one of the most famous psychological thriller ever, and the basic plot of the story is we have our main character who is Paul Sheldon, and also he's an author. And one day he gets into a car crash and is rescued by his number one fan, and things go downhill from there. Even though I know the basic plot of the story, I wanted to read because it gets more darker, as I said. And so far it has gotten darker. Like, you get to read more from Paul Sheldon's POV and what is running in his mind. So the thing which was lacking in the movie was I didn't exactly know what Paul Sheldon was thinking. It was mostly like seeing what they were showing, but here I can read every single thing which he is thinking. So that was like super intense and scary at times. I wouldn't say that I'm enjoying, but definitely this is a page turner, and anyone who is in a reading slump can read this book. But it has lots of trigger warnings too, and it can get a bit disturbing and horrifying at some scenes. So far I am not sure if I love this or not, but surely one thing I can say is Stephen King's writing is super addictive, at least for this book. I'm like, I really want to know what is happening next, so I keep on reading, and I've already completed around like 50 pages now, and I'm planning to read another 50 pages today. It's just that I can't stop reading. It's that addictive. So yeah. So I have read some more chapters in Misery, and I have some thoughts. So let's start with that. Whole setup in this book is super claustrophobic and feels trapped because it is just one house, one room, and one terrifying caretaker. The concept is super interesting because the whole book revolves around one house and two people with just twists which are super intense. The twists and the story is very slow burn, but also very, very intense. But since I've already watched the movie, I know how it ends. So if I didn't know the ending of the story, I would have definitely finished this book within one day because the writing is so creepy and also a page turner, and I want to know what happens next. So the story is like super addictive, but since I know the ending of the story, I take some breaks. But if I didn't know, I would have finished this book by now. So I think this book is a perfect book for reading slump because of how addictive the story is. Coming to our caretaker Annie, she is like super scary and unpredictable because she goes from being sweet to being scary in less than a minute, and this constantly kept me on the edge while reading. Coming to Paul, I feel so sad for him and how helpless he is in this situation. Like, he can't go anywhere, and there are no phones, no neighbors, and they're trapped in snow in this house. And also Stephen King's writing is so intense that I can feel every single pain that Paul is feeling too, and oh my god, that is just traumatizing, like just reading the book. But imagining a person being in that situation is even more scary. I hope I finish this book soon and come with the final update, guys. I finally finished the Misery book by Stephen King, and I'm officially traumatized for life because oh my god, what is that book? It is like super creepy, intense, and very gruesome and very dark, and like all the things included in one package. And also the movie is so good because I've been imagining the same characters in the movie while I was reading the book, and I've understood how good the movie is also because the actors have played a very incredible job, and all I could picture while reading the book was only them. If you want to read this book and you don't know if Stephen King's writing is for you or not, then I would suggest you to watch the movie and then read the book. But if you don't want any spoilers and want to keep guessing through the whole book, then I would suggest you to first read the book and then watch the movie because the movie movie is also totally worth it. Coming to Annie, she was like super creepy and scary, and I was so scared while reading the book. And sometimes I also felt sad for her because she obviously had gone through some abusive things in her past, and hence she was like who she is now. But still, that doesn't justify whatever she was doing to Paul Sheldon. But still, it was a very interesting read, and I really liked it. And I would give this book 4 out of 5 stars, just because 5 stars has to be my absolute favorite and I have to keep rereading them and like that. So I would not give 5 stars very easily, but this one was a very close one. And this is also a very perfect book for reading slump, because if you read this book in large chunks, then you would finish this book in 2 or 3 sittings. And this was very fast paced compared to the Thursday Murder Club. And also coming to both our books in this challenge, both were really good in their own ways. Like, they were 2 different kind of books in the same genre. Like, both were mystery books. The Thursday Murder Club was very cozy and mystery, and you have to find who the killers are. But coming to Misery, it was very fast paced and a page turner, and here you know who the villain is, but still you want to keep reading the book because of how the character is. If you are in a reading slump like I was then I would suggest you to pick either one of the book. You can choose whatever book you like based on what I've experienced. So that's it for this video, and I hope you liked this kind of video, and please do let me know in the comments. And if you are in a reading slump, what genre or what tips do you follow, or what books do you read? Let me know them also in the comments. And I'll meet you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.